This game absolutely bored me to tears in certain parts. The lore, oh god, the lore. These people putting family trees online of all the characters in the game. Oh my god. I think Elden Ring is confusing as shit. Hello everyone out there, and welcome to my spoken word review of Elden Ring. I am Darkside Phil. I'm a content creator. I'm a live streamer. I have an audience of hundreds of people who tune in every day to watch what I do. I am someone who has history with From Software games. Over the years of being demanded to play them by my viewers, I actually have grown to love the franchises that FromSoft comes out with. It was not an easy process for me. So when Elden Ring was announced, I was intrigued and very interested. And when I started playing the game, I realized, man, this game is repetitive, grindy, and boring. I wanted to see as much as I possibly could in one playthrough. Most people have not done that because I knew I was not intending to go back to the game for a second run anytime. So I just completed a 122 hour long playthrough of Elden Ring. That's a lot of time invested, and I want to review it for you so that you can know what someone like me,
I just care about money. I just can't help it.
Thought about the overall experience. Alrighty then. So where do you start? Well, the beginning. At first, when you started with Elden Ring and you go into this open world, your eyes kind of go wide. You're like, whoa. Never before have you seen a vast open world like this. I like the graphics. I absolutely love the visual appeal of the game. Once you get the horse, it's a whole new aspect. The horse gameplay absolutely is a great new addition. Are you going to tackle this boss on foot, or are you actually going to ride the horse and try to use those new implements? The horse does not have a dodge roll. You're taking that hit, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. But the horse is used really well in the game. So, the strengths of this game are the graphics, and I really enjoyed every Legacy dungeon that I was in. Now for my gripes. I could sit here and nitpick this game into oblivion. I'm going to do that. Number one, too similar to Dark Souls. From Software is starting a new IP, has opportunity to do things very differently, and they decided to go right down the path of all the previous games. At first, I thought it was kind of a joke. This game, I can definitively tell you, after playing this for 122 hours, is actually Dark Souls 4. Oh my god, no, this is Elden Ring. This is a new franchise. This game absolutely, positively, in every way, shape, and form, is Dark Souls 4. There's no way you can argue it. It's absolutely Dark Souls 4. I was expecting something different in Elden Ring, and quite frankly, I didn't really get it. All I got was Dark Souls 4. It's bonfires. No, oh, those are points of grace. There's no difference. Those are runes you got. No, they're not. They're souls. Oh, when you kill one of the major bosses, you get a rune you can equip to your body, and then use an item to charge the rune. Oh, you mean like embering in Dark Souls? It's exactly the same game, but man, if you were looking for something original, you came to the wrong place. If you want to make Dark Souls 4, then call it Dark Souls 4. Why call it Elden Ring? It's the same game. This game is absolutely Dark Souls 4. It literally is fucking Dark Souls 4. If you're making a new franchise like they claim this was, wouldn't you think maybe this is ample opportunity to look at the game engine from the previous games and say, how can we improve upon it? How about you make the controls more fucking responsive? Actually trying to jump and land on a pinpoint spot is impossible. Every single moment you took a jump, you were chancing losing all of your runes because you might slip and not land where you wanted to land. And as much as FromSoft fanboys want to try to say it doesn't exist, it absolutely positively does. When you go to roll, there's a delay before your character will roll. All you need to do is play a Dark Souls game and then open up Neo, and you will see when you dodge, your dodge comes out immediately. Immediate response. Now, think how different this game could have been. Instead of having a million bosses that are all giant lumbering creatures, it's coming, he's gonna swing eventually. Oh, no, here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, look over there. Huh, what's that? Ha ha ha. Boom, hits you, and you instantly die. Instead, you could actually have fast bosses. What a novel concept. They did not want to have any kind of changes to the gameplay. I don't know why From Software didn't take the opportunity to say, Oh, new franchise, new rules. Let's make our game more responsive. Number 2, the open world is good for the first half of the game. At some point, you're going to start getting into this area called the Altus Plateau. This is where the game does start to fall apart. It kind of looks like the first area. Wow. And yeah, it's kind of the same kind of exploration. Yeah, again, here we go. The game becomes incredibly repetitive, and because of that, kind of boring in the open world segments. You'll notice the same enemy reused again and again and again and again and again and again. It's the same fucking enemies. The ridiculous reuse of enemies gets really, really tired about halfway through the game, to the point when you start doing the open world exploration, you get bored with it. And actually the end game stuff actually is kind of a cop-out. All they do is change the climate. The first half of the game, when you're first introduced to the open world stuff, oh, this is awesome. But as soon as you get to that second half of the game, man, it becomes a slog. It's ridiculous reuse of assets. In this game, it's jarring because never before in Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Sekiro, Bloodborne has this really been an issue. It's only in Elden Ring. You end up getting really disappointed by the fact that the game reuses so much so often. Then there's what I would compare to the Chalice dungeons of Bloodborne. Early game, these optional dungeons are very fun. But these optional dungeons are incredibly repetitive, grindy, and boring. It's nice they're there, but even me, after doing such a lengthy playthrough, found myself wanting to skip those dungeons by the end of the game because they didn't feel like they were adding anything to my playthrough. And when you have so many of these optional dungeons, you have no idea when you encounter one if it's worth your time or not. What about the end item? Is it worth it or not? Number 3, over the course of the game, you're going to find points of grace. They will point you in a direction in the world. Oh, they're telling me where to go. Wrong. Points of grace can literally point to anything. It could point you to absolutely nothing. They really don't seem to have any bearing because they point all over the place. So following those initial points of grace, you immediately get confused, wondering where you're supposed to go in the game. That seems to be the running thought of the game, is never to really be clear on what your objective is, where you're supposed to go, or what you're supposed to do. Abso-pos-freaking-lutely, you can say, whoa, this game is confusing. I have no idea if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to make progress. I'm stuck. I can't make any progress. That happens all the time. In the case of Elden Ring, if you're not using a walkthrough, a guide, or watching someone else who's already played tell you what to do, you're never going to beat it. You will end up getting lost and walking in circles, having no clear-cut path of where to go or what to do. You might be in a dungeon you've been in for 5 hours just to realize, oh, it was actually an optional dungeon. Oh, shit. The jump attack is by far the most overpowered component I've ever seen in a From Software game. This attack can be abused, exploited, and completely dominates entire lengths of the game, including entire boss fights become actually afterthoughts. Really? Yeah, because the jump attack dominates them so badly. I don't know what they were thinking. The other major problem that I have with this game is that it was designed in a way that at one point you will be overpowered and will be steamrolling through certain areas of the game no matter what. It's actually impossible to not be over-leveled. And by the time that I got to the halfway point, everything was dying in a couple of hits. It was just absolutely, positively, ridiculously over the top. Broken. It was not fun anymore. If you're someone who wants to enjoy this game, you can't. You will get to points where the game becomes so impossibly over the top easy, and that's not acceptable. It's just not. I'm not kidding. One of the hardest bosses in the game, I was able to beat in 20 seconds. I didn't use guides. I didn't look anything up. It was just naturally the build that I had used during the game. Destroyed one of the endgame bosses easily. That's pathetic. It shouldn't be like that. This game should have been scaled properly, and it's not. Why am I fighting a major story boss that I can kill within seconds? You see? And that's a huge disappointment for me. Okay? In a nutshell, I feel like Elden Ring is absolutely flawed. There are so many shortcomings to this game. The delay in the controls, the fact that the content gets so repetitive. They're really reusing this boss a 7th time. Yes, those moments happened way too often in this game. There's so many things to criticize. And the thing that really gets me is that since this game came out, there have been an overabundance of people who have reviewed this game and said it's a 10 out of 10. It has this thing that can be improved, and this thing that can be improved, and this thing that should be improved. 10 out of 10. That's completely dishonest. There are people out there who might have bought this game thinking it's like the best game ever. It's not. A ridiculous amount of people will disagree with me on this point, but this is my personal opinion. I do not believe this is the best game FromSoft ever made. I feel that Dark Souls 1 is still the best game. Why? Even though Dark Souls 1 has a lot of flaws, it's glitched to shit, it's a 10 out of 10. Elden Ring. This is all just repetitive bullshit. I'm bored. I'm wasting my time. I felt that way too many times in Elden Ring. I shouldn't be bored playing a game like this. That's not good. There should not have been so much repetition. I don't ever feel like that when I play Dark Souls 1. Okay? Now, the other thing is people want me to give this game a number review, excuse me. Phil, what is it? It's not going to be a 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10? Is it a 9 out of 10? Ladies and gentlemen, we need to stop giving arbitrary number scores to video games. Because if you're telling me that the game has flaws, you admit it in your review, and you say the game is a 10 out of 10, you have done a disservice to everyone ever. We have a website right now, Metacritic, and it's saying Elden Ring is one of the best games ever made. They will say it's a 10 out of 10, even though it has all these things that could be improved and things that bother them. That is completely dishonest. People are pussies and won't actually be honest. Maybe you like reviewers out there that will get lost in the hype and, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, best game I ever played. I'm not like that. I absolutely refuse to say that this game is perfect. It's not even the best From Software game. How could it be a 10 out of fucking 10? So I'm here to tell you, you can't beat this game without help. There's no way you'll fucking figure it out. It's too cryptic. It doesn't explain enough. That's basically Elden Ring in a nutshell. You have to have that prerequisite knowledge or else you're going to be flubbing it, not knowing what the hell you're supposed to do. It's as if someone who already knows Greek goes to watch a movie where this Greek is spoken. Well, you go to the movie, you don't speak Greek. So you're trying to watch it and understand it. I don't get it, right? I was very disappointed with this game, and I don't understand why people give FromSoft a pass. And this is how I'm going to end the review. People keep kissing FromSoft's butt way too much. You can't criticize a FromSoft game because if you do, the rabid fans come out in droves. Oh, maybe the summons are a little bit overpowered in this game. Oh my God, don't use it. It's ridiculous because it's bullshit. No one should be gatekeeping a game like this. Don't let the fanboys outright telling you the game's perfect make you think it is. It's not. There's no way you can objectively say this game is perfect. It's got flaws. It's got glitches. And anyone who plays the game will admit it. But if they tell you the game's perfect, they're outright lying. That is it. That's my spoken word review of Elden Ring. But I hope that you found some actual value in this review. And I want to say thank you for watching. Thanks, everyone. Peace out. Read.